if it was plugged in, you know, just a bit. There we go. Well, that's good because y'all didn't get to hear me screaming in pain as I sat down. So I literally just got in. Y'all can actually, you can see my luggage. Y'all see it back there? With the tag still on it. I literally walked in the door. If y'all didn't know, I had a wedding in New York last night. The wedding didn't end till midnight. So yeah, I'm just now getting here. I haven't even had a chance to download all y'all's photos. So bear with me. We're gonna have a nice intimate time with John. Just trying to live his life. I got these bagels. I got this coffee. I got like 4 hours of sleep. Never seen someone eat a bagel online. Yeah, that's the life of a photographer. First off, yo, let's give a big shout out to Thaddeus being the first one to sign up for the channel membership. I appreciate you so much, like really. Any sleep? I got like 4 hours. So the wedding, it was an 8-hour wedding, and it didn't start. I didn't start my day till 4 p.m. So it was a late wedding. And so I went till midnight. And then the thing with weddings is like, yeah, okay, I ended at midnight. But I had to drive back to my hotel. And then after I drove back to my hotel, like give me a minute to pack and a minute to just get my life together. So I end up going to bed till like 1 in the morning. My flight the next day was at 8, but I had like a 30-minute drive to even get to the airport. And on top of that, I had a rental car that I needed to drop off. What is happening? So yeah, I got like 4 hours of sleep. I didn't want to, I've been so good this year. Like I've done live streams basically every month. This is the first year where I've done them every month like this. So I really didn't want to miss this one. So I knew it was going to be a little rough, but we do what we can. Have you tried Fringer with Canon lens? I have not. I know some people talk a lot about it. Wait, what? Zip download failed. Why? What is the issue? Especially when it comes to the GFX. A lot of people talk about using Canon lenses on the GFX. There we go. My first wedding is tomorrow. I mean, the main advice, if you haven't seen my video about your first wedding, that one's a really good one. Because when it comes to weddings, the main stuff is actually what you do before the wedding. So happy I caught this live. Awesome. Welcome to the stream. Lo-fi Zelda music? It's not. Yeah, I was curious what that was too. Have you heard that? There's a lo-fi Zelda album. It's actually pretty good. Yo, what is with my internet, man? Can't even download nothing. Let's give my laptop priority in the device lists. Priority. Oh, you know what? Do I have Backblaze trying to, yeah. The moment I get home, Backblaze is like, please, I need to back up now. Oh, you don't know about the Lo-Fi Zelda album? What is happening here? I'm trying to do something. Yeah, there's an actual Lo-Fi Zelda album. It's actually pretty good. Okay, well, since this thing is saying for whatever reason it's gonna take a whole hour to download all these photos, which makes no sense. Is my internet that trash? I guess it must be. Well, while we wait, let me import some of this wedding. We already know about you, Javier. I saw your submission. I saw it. Where are my SD cards? Yeah, LS Photography. Welcome to Team Magenta. Team Magenta. All right, so I talk about it in my videos, but here's the proof. SD cards in my pocket. When I travel, I put them in my pocket because I'm not about to lose these wedding photos. I started with one of mine. Do a speed check. Let's see how bad it is. I mean, the speed test is gonna be thrown off right now since I'm downloading photos at the same time, but I know my download speeds are like 400 megabits, so it should be decent. Oh, you know what? I see what it is. Hold on. I see exactly what it is. Oh, word? Come on, yo. All right. Can y'all see me? Am I here? I think I figured out what it is. Yeah, much better. Well, we're here now. We're gonna do this for now. Let's see, weddings. And then make sure I don't mess up this couple's name. Awesome. I'm not gonna make a second copy for now. Here we go. Boom. So for now, I'm importing some photos, and I'm trying to download y'all's photos. And I'm smashing these bagels real quick. It's too dark, I know. I don't want to change the I want to change the exposure, because watch, the moment I do it, the clouds are gonna move. And it's gonna be too bright. That's how the clouds be playing me every time. Even that's almost too much. Clouds about to play me. I'm gonna sit down and be like, great, exposure looks great, and the clouds are gonna move. What y'all know about 7 p.m. ceremonies? Oh, yep. Here it comes. Just like I said, I told you the clouds were gonna play me. Here it goes. Overexposed. Yeah, this was outdoors. How have you been? What's up, Hudson? What up, John? Would you ever do a website critique? Yeah, I did one for one of my live streams like 2 months back, I think. What y'all know about a ceremony where everyone has to have their phone out? Look at this. Oops. Oh no. Ah. Look at that, y'all. Look at this. Look at this tragedy. Everybody got their phone out. Nobody enjoying the moment. Look at this. This dude's stepping in the middle of the thing while they're having their kiss. Look at all these phones. Why? Why? Yo, I kept having to tell people to get out of the aisle too. And I wasn't even really nice about it. I was just straight beefing with people. They would like lean over and I would come by and be like, nah. Like literally. I would just tell them, I was like, get out the aisle, get out the aisle. Videographers were flying drones during the ceremony. All kinds of craziness. It was a fun wedding. Let's see the power of raw photos. Oh, for once there's too much magenta. Oh, hold up. What, yo? Oh yeah, don't y'all forget, I got my Lightroom course dropping tomorrow. Today is the last day to get it at the discounted rate. So if y'all want to check it out, make sure to get up in there. I'll be doing a lot of what you see me doing here. Boom. That's why you're shooting raw. The power of natural feels. Unlimited power. 1.4 is not too risky. No, like Javier is saying, it's because I shoot crop sensor, so 1.4 is a little different. I pretty much, that's one thing I like about being on crop, is I shoot wide open pretty much all the time. I almost never not shoot wide open. I'm just like always wide open. So I'm just waiting for this import to finish, and then I'll import y'all's photos. This is usually what I do when I get a wedding back too. So I start importing it, and then I'll go through my photos, and while I'm just kind of looking at the photos, I'll, you know, select some 5 stars. See, there goes the clouds. I'll find some photos I like, and I'll hit them off with a 5-star real quick. Man, so this wedding was in Long Island. The venue was cool, but as far as like photo opportunities and stuff, it definitely wasn't the best. Let's see if Lightroom can pull this off. Wow, yo, not bad. We should swap weddings. Edit each other's weddings. I might have to Photoshop myself out of these wide shots since it's on this glass, but that should be doable. Jesse, thank you so much for the super chat. Look at how blown out my screen is. Let me turn on the auto shutter speed since the clouds don't want to be my friend. Where's my auto shutter? Looks like a familiar venue. It's up in Long Island if you're in that area. I just got home. Right as the stream was starting. I'm in the area. Yeah, you've probably been to this venue before then. Is this thing done importing? Oh my goodness. And then because it was such a late wedding, I had to do so many photos at night. And you know, let's just be real. I'm not the best with Flash. I know how to use it, but I'm not the best. There's people out here creating like, you know, whole work of arts with Flash. And I'm not too proud to be real and admit that I'm not the best with Flash. But I can do what needs to be done, and I can get it done. I actually used off-camera Flash on this wedding. Fox Hollow, yep, that's it. John, do you have a mentorship or plan or have one in the future? Yes, I'm working on like a longer term mentorship, but for now I do like around an hour and a half, 2 hour sessions. They're good for critiquing and getting some overall ideas and stuff. Getting some questions answered and things. Using MacBook Pro M1 here? Yes, I am. And this thing is, look at it burning through this, yo. I'm live streaming and importing and creating smart preview. Did it get to the smart previews yet? No, but it's just importing. And this thing ain't even hurt. This thing's like, oh, you want me to do that? Okay, cool. There goes my off-camera flash there. But really what's lighting up this scene here mainly is my the mag sphere on my camera. So basically what I have going on is I have off-camera flash in the back, 2 of them in the direction that I want to be shooting in mainly, so that it creates some backlight. And then on my cameras I also have 2 flashes with the mag spheres on them. These mag spheres on the off camera, they have a grid on them, and then the mag sphere above that, just to kind of funnel the light just a little bit more. The fog on the dances, yeah. No one told me they were gonna do that. I probably would have like tried to get ready a little bit more for it, but they never told me. So I was just like, okay, time for the first dance, and then the smoke comes out, and I was like, oh. I usually use the Evolve 200 on me all the time. Also for this wedding, I had the videographers, they had lights up too, so on top of it being an easy lighting situation, it was even easier. Because I had their lights as well. But yeah, usually I don't do off-camera flash because I don't like all the shadows it leaves everywhere. Feel like all this, and that's from the video lights, but I hate that. I hate it so much. It's a little soft, but I'm gonna see if I can clone some of this side over to the other side and like center them up. The best way to fix that is to have a very tall light stands and use diffuser. Yeah, my stands aren't the tallest. Also too, yeah, they just had their lights blaring everywhere. Look how they had them things so bright. And I mean, I know it's video. I get it. This import's actually taking longer than I thought it was. Maybe I should have just waited. Do you make the ones you want to export into a collection? I do actually. Now, so what I'm doing right now, this is usually what I would do for like a preview. So I basically start importing, and then I see all the photos I like, and I just start 5-starring some and getting them in here. And I'll export those and turn that into a preview. Now, when I'm done culling and stuff, I usually break down my weddings into parts like this for multiple reasons. It helps me with editing and like mental health, so I'm not like stressed out that I have so many photos. And it also helps me to section off the wedding day. I actually, again, I keep talking about the course, but that I talk about that in my Lightroom course. I go through that whole process and how I do it and why I do it. So again, if y'all are interested, you definitely should check it out. Let me drop a link for you all because it's on sale now, but the price will be going up tomorrow. But yeah, this is huge. If you like ever feel overwhelmed by having to edit so many photos, separating your photos into collections like this is a huge help. New catalogs per client. Oh my goodness. I can't. I cannot make myself do that. Donna may have to dash out and get me a big one. I'm surprised this import is taking so long. Well, while I'm waiting, let's see if there's any JPEGs in here. Oh, there goes JPEG right there. Oh, there's a couple of them. Oh no, Phil! Phil put JPEGs too. Am I crazy for making a new catalog for every client? Not crazy, that's what most people do, but I can't stand doing that. Because then every time you want to edit or get something, you have to go in and change the thing like every time. I can't. I am not a fan. So I have mine like this, and I just have all my photos here in one catalog. And I do a catalog per the year. And usually I never have any issues with it. I know some people say that like it's such an issue for them, but helps your photo, yeah. Separate your photos in categories. It really helps. Well, because what I do is instead of thinking about like, oh no, I have 1,000 photos to edit. For me, I start looking at it as, you know, I go into one section. And it's like 33 photos here, 66 photos here, 66, and I'll finish 3 sections, and then be like, cool. I did 3 sections today. So I don't feel bad stopping editing for a moment, because at least I can look at my small wins rather than being like, oh, I have 1,000 photos. What am I going to do? That's what I do too. That way it's not so overwhelming. Exactly. John, just want to say thank you for inspiring me to be a wedding photographer. Tomorrow I am shooting one of my biggest weddings. Yeah, let's go. Prep, ceremony, reception. Hired an editor since I have a full-time. Since I'm full-time, but I know if I get into a wedding, I can't afford to have one for that many photos. You got to get on that Imagine AI. It's much cheaper. And it's just about the same as someone editing for you. So all of this stuff is from my wide camera, which is why it has all the reception dancing stuff. Because once I get to open dance floor, at that point, it's pretty much just wide. Because wide lens is like, you get so much more, like, look at that. And yeah, it's a little soft, okay, whatever. I think the focus is back here. Whatever, I don't care. People be all mad about that. It's whatever. Because half the time your couples don't even care or they don't even see it. Like, the photo has to be really bad for them to be like, oh, the photo's all the way off. Like, I'd rather have a great emotional shot like this than be like, oh, I missed focus. Can't use the photo. And again, at worst, you can black and white it. I recently just started taking clients. I mainly do sports photography for fun and just make a new catalog. I guess I just like the separate of each gallery. Well, for me, it's like when I'm looking at, you know, like these photos here, then I know that I'm only looking at this. Like having all these other folders here doesn't really bother me. Because I know that I'm here and I'm working with this only. You know, like if I just had one little thing, I would feel so empty and alone. Like there's no other photos here. So alone. Shooting my second wedding in a couple weeks as primary. Learn a ton from this channel. Awesome. When are you going over the uploaded follower pictures? Once this import's done. I was waiting for it to import or to download, so I was importing some of my own wedding. So this is a follower photo, but unfortunately it's a JPEG, so. Great shot though. Delete it. Oh, that's nice too, but it's a JPEG. Here's the same stuff, JPEG. JPEG. Yeah, these are all great shots. Oh no, Phil. Phil uploaded JPEGs. Great shots though. We got any more JPEGs hiding in here? No. Wow, y'all, great job. Look at this. Y'all, look at this. Let's take a moment and admire Javier submitting 34. Look at all of it. Look at that. I used my 14 mil on my last wedding. Loved it so much. I did not notice I used it 50% of the time. Yeah, when you start shooting wide, I feel like that happens. It just changes your whole life. Because that's what happened to me. I used to shoot tight all the time and I started shooting wide and it was just like, what have I been missing this whole time? Like, why haven't I been doing this? Did I make a mistake buying a 17-40 in 2022? I don't think so. If you feel that you can use it and it works for you, I think it's just fine. I have a question. Why do people use Lightroom Classic instead of Lightroom Normal? So, for some historical context, Lightroom Classic was normal. It was the normal Lightroom. It was Lightroom. Over time, Adobe has chosen to kind of change Lightroom into like a more mobile friendly type of thing. So Lightroom Classic can do just a little bit more than Lightroom can, or Lightroom CC. However, Lightroom and Lightroom CC is slowly catching up to Classic. But basically inside of Classic, the way you can catalog and sort through your photos and you know, like tag your photos and put keywording and all that stuff is way better than normal Lightroom. Now, I will say, if you are a starting photographer and you just want to edit photos, and your photos are mainly going to be like on Instagram and some other stuff, normal Lightroom is fine. You're not missing out on anything. But once you start moving up to like weddings or something where people are paying you, you want to start getting into actual Lightroom Classic. There's just more going on there right now. Now, in the future, Lightroom by itself could mainly be the main one. I think that's what Adobe wants to do. But until they bring over all the features of Classic into the new interface of the new Lightroom, that's never going to happen. I would love for them to bring everything of Classic into the new Lightroom and make it mobile as well. So all the features of Classic on mobile, because if I could get a full-blown Lightroom on my iPad, that'd be legit. I use both Classic primarily. The other one I have batch open. Yeah, I mean, the normal Lightroom or just a Lightroom by itself, it's great for like quick work. Again, it works with your iPad. It's awesome. Again, I talk about all that stuff in my course here. I'll talk about the difference between the two. I also go over Lightroom a bit, but you know, like Lightroom is fine, especially if you're starting. Everything, like when you edit a photo, all this stuff here is the same. It's no different between the two Lightrooms. I hope my photos get edited. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to get through all these photos. But I am working on 4 hours of sleep. We haven't even gotten to importing the photos yet. Because I made the mistake of importing my own wedding photos, and I did not think it would take this long. I have a wedding in a few hours in Tampa, so I'm driving like 90 minutes. Nice. How many photos in average you submit to a client? It ranges. So I tell them an average of 650, but it's usually around like 800 to 1,000. My most used lens. What is your most used lens? Probably that 23 f1.4, the new one. All 800 edited photos? Yes. All edited photos. Hello from Romania. Hello, welcome to the stream. Like, is there any difference in editing photos? Like more options or something, or the difference is only in depth? Yeah, editing photos is pretty much the same. If you want to get like real technical, like you can't really do panoramic merge photos in Lightroom. You can on the computer, but you can't on mobile. It's just little stuff like that, but no, editing is editing. That's why people sit there and want to like hate and act like you can't use the normal Lightroom, but you really can. Also, exporting is a little bit different. Exporting is better in Classic. Did you give up on Capture One, or do you still use? I don't really use Capture One that often. I do use it, and I may start using it mainly. But again, my workflow inside of Lightroom is just so solid at this point that, you know, there's no real reason for me to swap to anything different. Can I send a photo in now? No, the submissions are closed. Do you do face retouching? Not really. That takes forever. I don't. If you're doing that for every photo, you're like wasting your own time. Half the time too. So, okay. One big thing I see with a lot of wedding photographers, especially when you start, is that a lot of new wedding photographers care too much about what they think the couple is going to think. And because of that, y'all stress yourselves out and you do too much all the time when you don't have to. Like, the whole wedding industry is like this too. It's getting better now because there's a lot of more like kind of like new age approach wedding photographers or venues or planners. But like this whole stuffy like, oh my God, gotta make the bride happy because you don't want her to be a bride. That's like, no, yo. That's some old school like just stupidness that people be like. And I see too many newer wedding photographers just like stressed and scared, and I gotta make sure I do this because if I don't do it, the couple might not be happy, and I'm not sure. Like, you're the professional. They hired you to be a professional, and if you know what you're doing, they're gonna be cool. So even like retouching the face, no. On specific photos where it's very blatantly obvious with the face, maybe yes. But doing it on everyone because I'm like, oh, I don't want the bride to see whatever. Also, too, you should be letting your couples know up front. And again, that's why I meet with them and stuff. Like in the meetings, I'm like, yo, this is how I edit. If you want someone to retouch every single photo and have your face look extremely extra flawless and make you lose 5 pounds and then they'll never be double chin ever and all this stuff, that's not me. Like, you need to find another wedding photographer. Like, I'm gonna capture the day and I'm gonna capture the fun you're having. And if you have double chin because you're smiling so hard, it is what it is. Hopefully I understand that. I hope that you understand that you like your double chin because you're happy. You know, like, and it's capturing the true happiness. Not I need the photo to be perfect, because at that point you're just doing a styled shoot. You're not even like at a wedding no more. What's the point? So you don't import any of the photos and run it on Photoshop? Yep, nope, just Lightroom. I'll jump into Photoshop if I need to. So like, for example, in this photo you can see my second photographer's hand here holding the Loom Cube. Lightroom's gotten a lot better, so Lightroom actually should be able to get rid of that. But yeah, Lightroom's gotten a lot better. But you know, back in the day, you'd have to go into Photoshop or something to do that. I only use Photoshop if I need to really remove stuff. Exactly, that's the same as me. Like, if I need to remove something drastic in the background, Photoshop tends to be a better choice for that. But small stuff, Photoshop is enough. I love that mentality, preach. I mean, yeah, it really does make me sad watching photographers be like stressed out about wedding days. And I was like that when I started too. Like, really, we get this idea of what we think the wedding day is supposed to be and what couples are like. And then from that, we stress ourselves out. That's why I can remember once I started getting a good handle on weddings, I would have people second for me and they'd be like, oh my God, your wedding is so chill. How is this possible? Because I write my own timelines, I tell my couples what it is, and they understand what they're getting from me, and there's nothing to stress because I know I'm the professional. They know that they need to ask me for things. You know, I'm not bending over backwards because I'm like, oh, let me make sure they're not. I know they're not going to be unhappy because that's my service. You know, you should never feel like, oh, I'm not sure. You should never feel like that because that means you have no confidence in your own service. I got to do all these things to make them happy. What is your service then? Because you're not providing a service. You're a person pressing a shutter hoping that people aren't mad. That's not a photographer. Like, let's just be real. That's that truth y'all need to hear. You know, that'd be like if you went to like a car wash and they kept asking you every 5 seconds like how you wanted your car washed and what kind of water they should use, and is the water too hard, and what kind of soap, and oh, should I wash it here and should I scrub it there? I don't know, bro. Y'all are the car wash people. Tell me how you're supposed to wash it and then wash it for me. That's why I came here. You know, they're not washing the car like, let me make sure. Oh no, if I make suds that are too big, I don't know, maybe he'll be mad. No, they wash the car and they wash it good. Half the time they got to tell you what they did so that you know that you know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, we did this extra thing for you and we buffed it like this and we added an extra wax in there. Oh, cool. Because I can't see because I'm not a car wash, like I'm not a detailer. I don't know what you're doing. So it's the same difference as the photographer. Photographers, y'all are all scared when really y'all are the professional. They don't know anything about photos. They don't know anything about light. You should be the one telling them, hey, we don't need to take a photo there because it's not good light. You know, if they're worried about certain things, you need to tell them, hey, this is why you shouldn't be worried about it because I'm the professional and I know. But let me stop. I'm over here ranting. Anyways, they come to you because your work and your style. Trust your product. Exactly. Trust your product. Trust your service. Is this doing smart previews? Okay, let's stop that for now. Part of it is vetting your clients too. If you're getting a vibe that you will be pressured by them, it's okay to say no. Exactly. And there's photographers out there who do, like, they shoot like that, and that's fine, you know. Not beefing with anyone. We all have our own styles and there's a client for everybody, and that's what it is. Speaking of those photographers though, yo, I was at this wedding and this is one of those venues, a lot of Long Island venues are like this where they have like 50 different weddings that happen at the same time and they just all keep them separate. These photographers, and you could tell that they were the old school photographers, I'm not hating, but they were shooting on tripods the whole time. And I was like, what, yo? I was just like, tripods the whole time? And it wasn't even for like a specific shot. You know, if you're trying to do like some kind of slow shutter, like I get it. Break out your tripod, you kind of need to, but no, they just had tripods. And I was like, wow, yo. This ain't film photography. You know, like, that's some old school film photographer. Okay, let's import these photos real quick. Boom. My chiropractor would love that. I mean, it would be lovely for our backs. I'm gonna be for real, but tripod and using flash all the time. Yep. What would you say made you break into it more? Break in? Oh wait, I missed your first part. How did your profession of amount of weddings go about? My first year shooting weddings was last year. Had about 5 as a second, 4 of my own. This year I've had about 5 as a second and 8. Nice. I mean, yeah, you just kind of keep going and you keep advertising yourself and you know, meeting vendors and doing styled shoots. Just get your name out there, because the more you do that and the more you have like a good solid website and good solid branding, the more people are going to find you and want to work with you, and it's just going to continue from there. Hello John, any tips for candid photography to get the perfect shot? So to a degree, and it's a very thin line, but in my opinion, depending, it's an extremely thin line, so don't take this with a grain of salt, but I would say 80% of the time there's no such thing as a candid photo. Like, and the reason I say this is, unless you have very expressive clients, let's just talk about wedding photography, unless you have very expressive clients, there's not going to be a lot of genuine candid moments. You kind of have to handhold them into the moments. So keeping that in mind, the true test and realization of getting better at candid photography is knowing how to guide your clients into their moments. Guiding them. Don't make the moments, but you know, like a nice nudge. Because most of the time, unless you have very expressive people, there's not gonna be candid moments like that. There just won't. Also too, what happens sometimes is, like, with the pomp and circumstance of weddings, people just get too stressed and like, we gotta take photos, and then there's no candid stuff. So I think that's one of the biggest parts of being a good wedding photographer, is knowing how, when, and why to guide your wedding party to let loose and have fun, so that you can have the candid moments, or to kind of nudge them into what would create candid moments. Because that's the biggest thing I see so much. All these people will jump on my behind the scene wedding days, and they'll hear me tell the guest that I like to shoot candid, and then I start posing, and they're like, all you do is pose. Now, one, there's a bunch of different things that go on. When I tell the bridal party that I shoot candid, it's a mental thing. They're not photographers. They don't know anything, but they've probably heard candid photo before, and they get that that means that the photographer took the photo just while things were happening. So by me telling them, hey, I like to shoot candid, I free up the room for them to be like, oh, we don't have to like pose and all this stuff, because that's what they think. The guest, the bridal party, the couple, they already in their mind have this idea of what a photographer is, and they immediately go into, oh, I have to pose. The moment you say, no, I don't like that, it changes everything. And then because of that, I can get more candid photos, because they're just gonna be cool doing whatever they want to. Like, I basically give them permission to have fun. Like, no, don't sit around and pose. This is not that. That's some like old school 70s film photography. This is not that. Y'all have a fun time and forget about me. That's technically what I'm saying when I'm like, I like to shoot candid. And then I'm gonna create the moments and then let them do their thing. So that's the biggest part of getting better candid, because a lot of times newer photographers will see all these great, amazing wedding photographers, and they're like, oh my God, how do they get these shots? They pushed people into the shoots. They nudged them. These candid shots do not have, like, a fully 1000% candid shot is few far in between. It's rare. I would say personally, honestly, in every wedding, depending on the photographer, and again, take everything with a grain of salt, because I can't speak for everything, but like a bomb candid photo, a totally 1000% candid, and it's like the perfect shot, you're maybe getting 5 of those in a wedding. That is like not the norm. You should make a video on prompts for couples. I know I have one for poses, but even actually what I was just talking about how you have to guide people into candid stuff, that might be a good video. Let me edit while I talk. We're just sitting here not doing anything, wasting our time. Beautiful shot. What focal length is this? Is this a 50? Yeah. Oh, my throat already. My throat is still blown out from the wedding yesterday. Here's our before and after. Drinking games make the best candidates. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, give your couples things to do. You know, like, just give them things to do. That's part of the nudging. You know, like, don't just be like, "Hey guys, be candid." Some people can't do that. Do you typically get in somewhat close during first kiss and ring exchange? I am pretty close for the most part. I've started recently shooting the first kiss with my like 50 mil, which on crop sensor is like a 75, 85. So I do back up for the first kiss, but for like ring exchanges, yeah, I'd be all up in there. The biggest tip, ooh, this thing is blown all the way out. What happened? So these settings here, y'all, this is auto probably. Auto ISO, and you have it set to go too high because this is like outdoors. This doesn't need to be like this at all. This ISO probably could have been like 320. We should be able to save it though, I'm assuming. Yeah, when stuff gets blown out though, it like messes up all the colors. $4,000 ISO. By the way, let me know if I had sent any of those pics before. I lost count. How do you send photos? So I usually put a link and I schedule the video like a week or so before the live stream itself. There's our before and after. Great stuff. I didn't even realize that was, oh yeah, I guess that is, I couldn't tell where this was before, but obviously. The exposure on this one could come down a little bit more too. Beautiful shot. So let's pull that down some, and then we'll select subject on them. Bring up the shadows a bit. So one thing you'll find is whenever I do subject select like that, I don't ever like to raise the exposure on when I'm subject selecting. I feel like it makes stuff looks totally unnatural. Pulling up the shadows and stuff works, but the moment you start adding exposure only to one thing, I don't know, it looks wrong. The dog photo needs some retouching on the face with the hair going into the mouth. I was curious if Lightroom could handle that. I might try it. But yeah, I'm not editing all 30 of those photos. just so you know, if you're excited about seeing all 30 photos edited, that's definitely not happening. Oh, you talking about this photo here? Oh, I see. Oh, I don't know if Lightroom can pull this off. We can try it though. Let me Yo, hair be crazy sometimes. I mean, that works. It's not perfect. And then see, if it were me, like I would just come down here to about like here and call it a day. Oh. I thought it was gonna work. maybe can we? I wonder, can I clone over a clone spot? Oh, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. I mean, that's pretty bad, but if you're not 200% in, no one's gonna see it. Oh, I was about to be like, this photo's mad tight, bro. There we go. I was like, why is it so tight? There's our before and after. Here goes that fix with the hair. It's not good. Photoshop's a better option. It's passable. Like, really, no one's gonna see that. But it's not the best. We could even, y'all were asking about retouching. You know, it's okay. I had the issue, my camera was shooting in 1:1, not 3:2. Oh goodness. This is okay. This is all of Javier's photos. So let's take a moment and see which one we're gonna get rid of some of these photos. Is this you too, Javier? Oh no, okay. Or are they like, oh, it's okay, it's capture time, I see. Nice church photo. I would assume this has some flash on it. Or either there's like a door that has like outdoor light, but I'm assuming this is flash. You can kind of see it on him. Oh yeah, and then reset the crop. Content aware fill and put, yeah. Yeah, that was one of those content aware fill moments. Definitely. I appreciate your advice. Awesome. Glad you like it. Look at this. I wish my exposure on my camera could just be good. Got some backlight. See, if there wasn't so much color going on, I would black and white it. But it like defeats half the the whole purpose. Pull them shadows down so we get still some kind of oomph to the photo after raising the exposure. Oh, this is a crop too? That crop always be getting me. And then the photos make so much more sense after I see them without the crop. Oh, nice. I'm gonna skip this photo, but just so y'all see white balance. So when I have something like this, a lot of times that's what I'll do is I'll come in and I'll auto white balance first, just to see what Lightroom wants to do. And then after that fact is where I will start making my own adjustments. So again, it's like a pretty big difference. This is black and white. Flame! Welcome to the stream. How was your time in New York? I'm tired. I just got back from New York myself. This bro and his 50 photos. This one looks like it might be able to pull off some color. Or if not, it's black and white. Did y'all see that though with the white balance? Like, you really gotta pay attention. Even I think I can warm it up a little bit, but you gotta pay attention to the skin tones when you're white balancing. It was pretty chill. I honestly didn't do too much, but definitely going back for sure. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot. New York is a lot. After living there for like 10 years, it's just sometimes I just want to chill. Beautiful shot. Is this all natural light? Glorious magenta. Look at how I crushed those greens. Hey John, your work is amazing. Thank you so much. When is the NYC conference? So Fujikina is on the 10th of September? Wow, yo. Yeah, I guess August is pretty much done. How crazy. Not sure if it's the right thing to do, but I put the photo in auto white balance and then bring the magenta to where you see fit. I mean, I usually do that if the photo is like, oh, these are the same shot. If the white balance is just all the way crazy, I'll usually auto white balance real quick. But it's only if the white balance is like totally crazy. And even half the time, I don't even like depend on Lightroom for the white balance. It's again just if I see it looking totally crazy, I'm just like, well, let's see what Lightroom wants to do. Here's our before and after. Y'all saw me bring up those shadows on them just a little bit. It looks like Flash. Are you talking about that shot? Oh yeah, with them out by the mountains. It really does look like Flash. I'm guessing it's not. It looks like it though. The separation between them and the background very much show. Oh goodness. Background blown out. Is this also auto? Because this looks like midday. ISO definitely didn't need to be up at 800. Maybe it's because he was backlit, so the photographer didn't know what to do. Yeah, subject select. Yep, let's raise those shadows up a bit since he's backlit. Also too, what you'll find is if you shoot directly in to something backlit like that, you like lose contrast and stuff too, which is why it doesn't make sense to like shoot immediately direct backlight. Beautiful shot. This is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Oops. ISO at 3200. I'm assuming this is f5 because of the zoom. And I'm also gonna assume this is probably a Catholic wedding, so they were like, no flash! Don't even breathe too hard! It works, but it looks rough. Usually when a photo is this like grainy and stuff, I usually would just black and white it. Cause you can just tell the lighting is like, it's just rough. So yeah, for me, I would immediately be like, there it is, haha! Yeah! It looks great, doesn't it? It's a little soft. It's artsy. There we go. This time they had some more light. Could change his angle. Maybe. Those Catholic weddings, they be for real. They be like, look, you can't get anywhere near certain things. This would be a black and white just because of the way the subject is. But again, this is what I was talking about, where there's not enough context going on. Like the focus is him holding these. And it's cool, you get the blurry background, I guess, but it doesn't really tell the story enough. Too much headroom, yeah. But if this is the 56, that's all they could have done. There was no other choice. Hold on, let me get some water. I have that I didn't sleep enough headache. Ugh. Yeah, let me get some recolor. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. I'm so tired. The hard part about this photo is because it's halfway in this splotchy light. That's a great shot though. Beautiful. Did she hit that spin and it just happened to like the dress be right at the right? This is good. Or did someone throw the dress? This looks like a spin. Can't get my hands on a TX3, XT3. Yeah, supposedly they're discontinued, which is sad. But time moves on. I guess we're moving on to newer things. Cause yeah, at this point the XT3 is pretty old. Like it's really old. Okay, hold on real quick. Is there a way for me to section out? We about to find Javier's 30 photos and cull these down real quick. Okay. Oh, look at that F8. Gotta get everyone in focus. Yet again, like, and see, Javier knows this is the type of stuff I be talking about. Like, one of those old school extra photographers, they be all like, oh, gotta make sure everyone's in focus. Her being a little soft is whatever, cause she ain't the focus, but you can see her enough. It's fine. I like how this is lined up. This is cool. What is this, Sony? Someone was just talking, one of the videographers were talking about that, how Sonys don't have a lot of magenta in them. And I was like, that's why I stick with Fujifilm, because they're magenta heavy. Hey, it's your boy Mangum up in here. That's my videographer, y'all. You got you doing free work. Right now I have a Canon SL3, but I want to upgrade onto something better. It was a beginner camera. Yeah, definitely. If you feel like you're stretching the camera's capabilities, you know, it's probably time to upgrade. So here goes another tip with the natural feels. So because the highlights are turned all the way down, when you have a flash heavy photo like this, a lot of the light is coming from the flash. So you want to make sure you bring those highlights back up. Because if not, you see how much they're lit up by just, but look if I turn that down. You see how their skin it just doesn't look right? So when the flash is bringing your main source of light, you need to turn up the highlights so that it looks natural. It's not dimming out all that light coming from the flash itself. Because this photo is dark, what I like to do is I drop the shadows down because it's going to be a dark photo anyway. So while I raise up the exposure, I still want to keep that like moodiness of it. That was a spin. That was like the perfect spin on that red dress photo. Thoughts on a new Fuji body versus new Fuji glass. Because most of the bodies are like amazing, and a lot of times they're very similar, I would say glass. Because while you are getting some advantages from a new body, half the time the advantages you're getting, unless you're really using them, they're not gonna benefit you that much. Whereas some new glass, you'll definitely see a difference. You know, like if I take some new glass and throw it on the XT30, you're gonna see that. Like, you're gonna know. Did you have a softbox for this? What was your lighting source? I was looking for it on Cage, but they don't. Yeah, I think the XT3 is like done. They're hard to come by. Oh my goodness. Look at this white balance, y'all. This is painful. It was a soft, yeah. This hurts. So again, this is what I was talking about earlier. So when you have crazy white balance, I'll do auto to see what Lightroom wants to do, and it gets us to a better place. It's not all the way there yet because there's not enough magenta. No. It needs to be warmed up too. And then we need the subject select. The biggest thing that was happening in this photo is it looks like this is one of those like fall time shoots. And for something like this, you need to go ahead and turn on start shooting in Kelvin, because your camera's gonna have no idea what's happening with the light, and it's gonna guess all kinds of craziness. Here's our before and after. Speaking of new glass, who's excited for the new? Is there a new one? Is that the rumors? I don't keep up with the rumors too much. Cool shot. Again, they're very front lit with color comparative to the back. So I wanted to bring those highlights up just a little bit. Here's our before and after. Comments aren't updating on YouTube. Comments? Are you talking about the chat or like actual comments on the video? I use an XT3 and its natural profile feels, but some of my photos lose sharpness. You talking about the preset? Now remember y'all, the preset does have grain on it. I've had a couple people who didn't really realize that there was grain. The grain may be causing what you think is the photos losing sharpness. So you just gotta make sure you turn that down. Oh my goodness, this white balance, yo. Do I still have my link in here? Don't forget about that Lightroom course. Currently on sale. This white balance is rough. Okay, let's see what Lightroom wants to do. You know what? This might be one of those cases where you gotta subject select. I'm gonna add a little bit in here because it didn't get everything. Okay. Yes, I sent some photos for today's edition that I hope can get edited. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to get through all these. But if y'all weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I had a wedding in New York yesterday, so I literally just got home right before the stream. So I'm pretty tired. The wedding went till midnight. I'm tired. I love the framing of this shot. There's our before and after. What's up, bro? Hey, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm operating on like 4 hours of sleep. I just flew in. Can you still see it? No, y'all can't see it anymore. My luggage is still like right behind me. Might have to look elsewhere than KEH for an XT3, yeah. If you have any like a local camera shop or something, that might be a better choice. We're gonna subject select just a little bit, but the fact that they're kind of silhouetted is kind of the point of the photo, so we don't want to bring those shadows up too much, but just enough so that we can see them a little bit better. Let's see if we can select the sky too. I think I meant in the chat. Oh, I'm not sure. Is there a shot that you wouldn't do as a photographer but think another photog shots look stunning? Is there a shot that you wouldn't do as a photographer? I mean, if I think the photo looks good, like it's a good looking type photo, there's no reason I wouldn't do it. But yeah, if there's a shot that I wouldn't do, it's usually because I don't like it. Aside from something that's like risky or scary or something, like jumping off the side of a mountain, taking a photo. Like, yeah, I wouldn't do that. You know, like look at that before and after though. Cute shot. Where'd my info go? So much green, y'all know what we need. Magenta, magenta. Turn it all the way up. We actually needed some warmth too. Here's our before and after. I live on Long Island. Would have loved to meet you. Oh yeah, I was only there for like 5 seconds, so. But yep, I was just up there. Cute. This might be black and white. Again, it just has that like candid, you know, like, I don't know, it feels like a black and white photo to me. Let's see what a color one would look like though. What do y'all think? Black and white? Color? I mean, there is a lot of color happening, so that's one big advantage for it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh. Wedding days. Do you sell those presets? Do they also come included with Lightroom, with the Lightroom sale? They do not. Well, I will tell you that inside of the course, there is a discount code for the preset. So if you're thinking about getting either or, technically you would save more money if you went ahead and signed up for the Lightroom course and then used the discount on the preset. Because the course is discounted, and then the preset is mainly, the discount on the preset is mainly for anyone who's in the course. Black and white goes hard. Yeah, yeah. It has a really nice candid feel to it. I like this bouquet too. Watching from the Philippines, just discovered your channel. How can I send my photo? I don't take submissions during the stream, but I usually schedule the stream about a week or two before the live stream happens, and that's when you can submit the photos. So give my Instagram a follow. You'll be able to see when I schedule the next one, but I can tell you, and this would, y'all don't have to wait for the announcement as much. Just watch out for the last Friday of every month. That's usually when I do my stream. That's why this one caught me off guard, because this last Friday came out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, hey, look at the Wide Shot Wednesday. This looks great too. This is, I would assume this was one of the best leg features, but usually I like the stance to be more open. So like where her legs are, this is great. It kind of shows the motion. He's like in the middle of a step kinda, so this doesn't work as well. But again, when you do this shot, like, you can't really make it perfect unless it becomes perfect. It just has to kind of be perfect, you know? Like, you can't decide if it's going to be or not. Like the one that I did that like I show basically everywhere, like that's the one time that I would say it lined up extremely, like I don't think I could ever get another Wide Shot Wednesday with such perfect leg motion. Yo, what's with my hard drive though? Oops. Yeah, this shot, the leg motion and like chemistry in it, it's just like so good. And even though she has a dress on, you can still see the leg motion. You got a little bit of foot poking out and the step. Like, it gets no more perfect than this. But again, it just happened to be like that. Like, so yeah, sometimes it lines up and it's great. Other times it's kind of whatever. Pull those shadows up a bit. Here's our before and after. Marino here with you, bro. 2:47 in the morning. Y'all crazy. Thanks for watching. in the wee, or the weird part of the night, as Lewis Cole calls it. Wow, 4:43 a.m. At that point, I'm like, if I'm up at 4:40 in the morning, I'm probably starting my day. Shooting a wedding in the morning, awesome work. Wow, thanks for watching. Y'all crazy. I'm trying to sleep. It's cool though, I'm tired too. I'm working off of 4 hours of sleep, so we're all in there together. I just had a wedding yesterday. It's always the hardest to get kids to have a good time for family photos. Can you explain how you use continuous autofocus for moving subjects on the X-T3? Yes, so I don't use it often, but if I'm going to use it, it's usually when someone's walking towards me or away from me. And so what I do is, on the front of the camera, you set the little dial to C for continuous. I don't use face autofocus. And I usually put it in zone. I think my X-T3 setting for continuous is the little leopard running. You know how there's like different pictures? I think it's the leopard running one is the one that I choose. Is this the same? It's not. So this probably will be better black and white, but this is, again, especially if you're shooting natural light, this is why I don't backlight. So like the colors are gonna be all thrown off because it's like too backlit. The camera doesn't know what's happening. Because that's the thing, like a lot of times you'll backlight and then you'll overexpose like that because you're like, well, I can't see the kid. They're going to be in shadow. That's what it is. Like you saw, even I pulled down the exposure to make it look more normal, and they're gonna, because they're backlit. And that's why a lot of times I don't really like backlighting stuff. I'll like side light or something. This will probably be better in black and white. Black and white color, what y'all think? I would love to see a video where you test out a Fuji against the new Sony. I heard it was amazing. Yeah, that XHS2 versus the Sony would be interesting. I've never used the Sony though, so I don't even know if I could compare them because I don't think I could do the Sony justice. I would just be in there like, hey, I don't know how to use a Sony. I'd have the settings all wrong. What happened here? I guess the shutter could have just been faster. Because yeah, this didn't have to be blown out like that. There's our before and after. Man. This one's also blown out a bit. It's not too bad. But yeah, I would watch out exposing everything so much. Also too, I can get wanting to have stuff bright and airy, but overexposing too much in the first place. Did I choose sky? I did. I'm like, what? It got the wrong thing. But you can make something bright and airy, but you need to get the exposure at least pretty decent at first in the camera. Because like, if I wanted to make this bright and airy, right, I'd bring it like here, and I probably would try and bring that sky down just a little bit, just so it doesn't look crazy. But yeah, that exposure is a little too hot. Are you recording this stream? Uploaded 2 photos, but I need to. Yeah, I usually always record the streams and I leave them up as well. Gorgeous shot. This is one of the shots I pretty much always take at a wedding. This to me is black and white. Especially with it being kind of backlit like that. Yeah, that's good. I like it. Let's see a color just to see it. Did I already miss the Javier portion of the there's like a whole section of just, now we'll edit Javier's photos. You missed me deleting like half his photos. What y'all think? Black and white or color? This is a gorgeous shot. I love this. Actually, you know what would look really cool? Is taking this color and then exporting it and putting my film grain, but the film grain for the black and white. This photo seems like that would work for it. I like the color one more. Yeah, the tones overall, it is really nice. If I were to do black and white on that, I would keep part of her cheek darker in contrast, bringing the window side up. Is it too red? Do you mean, is it too magenta? Never. It probably is. I lean towards having my photos be very magenta. Did my export happen? Oh, I messed it up. I see. Yeah. You can never have too much magenta. Yeah. Is it too red? Red, you say? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of photographers who give me a lot of slack. They're like, bro, your magentas are too heavy. And I'm like, but I know they are. Yeah, give it this suit. Yes. Look at that super graininess. Yes. I need it. So good. And then inside exposure, sometimes if I want to, I'll come in here and do my healing tool. Yo, exposure software is actually pretty legit. I feel like no one knows about it, but the people who use it are diehards. They're about that life. Ta-da! Yeah, I like how grainy. I'm about to start doing this to my photos. I'm about to just start having my photos be this grainy. I've always been kind of not scared, but I don't know why I won't just go ahead and do it. I love the way it looks. So good. I love using exposure. Got it after I saw you exporting, and I have no. Yeah, I like honestly. Sometimes I be using it, and I'm like, I almost want to use it as the main program. Sometimes it be in there. This is from the same shoot. Shadows down a bit. We gonna crop it in a tad because I like a good center crop, but we don't want to lose too much of this top part. It's gonna have the point of the photo. Does your course go over all this? It does. Basically, with the course, so it's like it's almost 4 hours long, but it's me going through like almost if you were a total beginner, using Lightroom Classic from a wedding photographer / event photographer perspective of your photos, importing your photos, how to sort your photos so you don't lose them, editing your photos, what all this editing means for the most part, editing your photos, some situations you might deal with, like some of the stuff I'm doing here. And so I just go through all that. I go through exporting, I go through backing up your photos, I go through how you can deliver your photos. We're gonna help her out here a little bit. Just a little bit. Turn down this saturation. Get them teeth a little bit wider. Can pull up the whites a little bit too. Boom. Before and after. Look like her head is bent backwards. Oh, and their arms are facing the other way. So much green. I love her expression, so it works. Yep. This song is fire. I'm gonna crop in a bit. What camera is this? This thing looks clean. Uh-oh, what's that, a bug? Bloop. Oh no, Lightroom. Oops. Here's our before and after. What was the name of that song that just went off? I don't know, but this dude here, Joby, Jobii, is probably one of my favorite artists that I found off of Epidemic Sound. And he posts his stuff on iTunes as well, so you can just find that stuff for yourself if you want to listen to it. The majority of this playlist has a bunch of Joby stuff in it, so. Is this a flash, or is that just how the lighting looked? Maybe a reflector? Nef files equal Nikon, that is correct. Do you only use Lightroom, or do you also use other software? So I use Exposure. It's called Exposure software, but I only use it for exporting. So I'm gonna go back to this other photo. So basically I edit the photo, right? I get it how I want to look, but you'll notice I turn the sharpening down. So I don't sharpen at all inside of Lightroom. And then what I do is I export. And I put a little bit of screen sharpening on there. And I export and I have it open inside of Exposure. And then in Exposure, I created a sharpening and grain preset to add sharpening to my photo and some grain to give it kind of a film feel to it. Put some Nujabes. Yeah. I can't though, the YouTube will get me for copyright. But I'm about that. Nujabes? Nujabes? Yeah, so then here's the photo. Still not really sharpened. It has a little bit of screen sharpening, and then I put one of these presets. So this one I usually only use for black and white. But honestly, I might start using it more often to give my photos a film look. But usually it's just this one. Sharpens it. It puts a little bit of contrast. And it adds some grain as well. And then that's my final look. And then I save it. Yeah, Joby with 2 eyes. You couldn't pronounce my name last time. You roasted me. It's pronounced Yensi? I mean, I can't pronounce nothing. Let's just be real. I'm the worst pronouncingist person. I take the simplest names and butcher them all the time. It's like the worst. Cool shots. This looks like it was in a park, but I like how you were able to really get creative with the shots at least. So it's not just like, here we are in a park. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Yancy. Thank you so much for that super chat. I hope even after you just told me how to pronounce your name, I didn't butcher your name again. Oh no. We need some of that warmth. Lightroom. Yeah, these are cool shots. I like it. What is this song? Go away. Here's our before and after. Ugh. This one would be great in black and white. Let's try it. Uh-oh, what happened? Create a virtual copy. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, that works. What do y'all think? Black and white? Color? Dude, I love your work, and you really inspire me to start getting into wedding photography. Nice. Long Beach, Cali. Are you using Hackintosh? No, I have retired the Hackintosh. I'm on an M1 Max MacBook Pro. When it comes to shooting, how are the X-T3 and X-T4 different? Because you only use the 4 for recording. Yeah, so I use the 4 mainly for video, and that's because it has the IBIS in it. IBIS is very much more a video feature. So many people will sit there and be like, and you can use IBIS for photos. You can, but it's not really beneficial. And the times that it is beneficial is few and far between for people who are doing photos of people. Like if you're doing landscapes or something, yeah, okay, IBIS could come in handy more. But if you're doing something like weddings, IBIS really barely helps you. There are times when it does help, but most of the time, not really. Here's our before and after. So really, so the image quality in the 4 is a little bit better than the 3. And like the shutter's faster and the battery's bigger. It's like little things like that. But for the most part, the 3 and the 4 are pretty similar. Is this cropped weird? No. What happened here? This is just black and white because there's too much going on. And that's what happens, y'all. If the exposure is just totally messed up and things are just crazy, just black and white. Don't destroy your life trying to fix the thing you messed up. Just black and white it. As an amateur photographer, I'm nervous, terrible about directing the model for shots. Any suggestions? The biggest thing is going to be, I was ranting about it earlier, so definitely check it out earlier in the stream, but you just got to be confident in your skill. You need to stop being scared that you're not going to make them happy, because a lot of times when you are too worried that you're not going to make them happy, that's when you actually don't make them happy. Because people can tell that you're like stressed and things like that. So tip number 1 would be to come up with a process. Again, a lot of people be hating on me because they're like, oh, you do the same thing every wedding, you take the same type of shots. I do, because I know it's comfortable. It's a skill that I've perfected. I know exactly how I'm gonna do it and how I want it, and because of that, it makes me more confident in what I'm doing. I'm not worried that something's gonna go wrong, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it like this every single time, and then anything else inside of that I can kind of flex and be creative, but either way, I'm gonna do it like this every single time. And when you have that under your belt, it becomes a lot easier to be more confident about what's happening in the day and directing your couples. Like at this point, I have a certain way of how I direct my couples, the way I speak to them, and like what I speak about and things. And even it's gotten to the point now, because a lot of my couples are actually couples who watch me on YouTube, and so I've gotten to a point where I like name certain types of poses I do, and the couples know now. So I'll be like, oh, okay, we're gonna do a wide shot Wednesday, and they're like, yeah, wide shot Wednesday, and we like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's because I have a process that I always do. Yancy, thanks again for that super chat. That's my daughter coming up with the pink outfit. I use off-camera flash for them. Oh, cool. We about to hit those real quick. Let's see this before and after. This photo here too, just because of the vibes, and you got the bride and groom right here at the front like that, I feel like it'll work in black and white. Why is Lightroom like... I just made a virtual copy, right? Is my hard drive having issues? Is Backblaze trying to back up again? No? Okay, I don't know why. Yeah. Oops. What do y'all think? Black and white? Color? Well, why is there? Black and white or color? I just signed up for your Lightroom class. I'm super excited. Awesome. I'm gonna be dropping it tomorrow. What's your all-time favorite glass? It's hard. It's hard. That the GF 80 1.7 is really good. It's a little slow, but other than that, this my camera, yo. All right, let's see Yancey's photos. Got some off-camera flash. Got his daughter posing for him. We're working with Canon. And again, since we have some flash, it's not super visible, but you can see it, but it's enough just to like light up the scene a little bit. And I'm gonna try and save that sky a bit. Just a tad. There's our before and after. When I grow up, I want to be like you, John. Oh, thanks. When I grow up, I want to know how many flash devices used in this photo. It looks like one, right? One flash on the left of the scene coming in. Maybe a softbox, I'm assuming. Thanks for the good job. It is possible to use the Lightroom preset in Photoshop. I'm not sure actually, because I think someone tried to and they were saying it wasn't working, so I'm not sure. And if not, I need to figure out how to make a version for Camera Raw. That rim light from the sun. Here goes our before and after here. That almost looks like someone else at the shoot was trying to tell her something and she's like, what, bro? Yeah, the rim light is natural. Nice. I think I can copy the settings from this last one. Maybe. What is going on, Lightroom? What is the problem, yo? Well, there it goes. It did it. It just took forever. Nice. These last two. You really dialed in the flash on this one. I guess also the sun was going down, so it kind of changed the lighting. Yeah, these last two are really good. Great shots. Good stuff. Yeah, this is really, because that's always my main pet peeve about flash is that sometimes it's too obvious to me, and I just don't like the way it looks. But in that photo, it's nice. There's our before and after. Hi bro, I'm from India. Welcome to the stream. Do you have any advice on shooting a mixed race couple with off-camera flash and making sure you get the proper skin? The biggest thing, and I talk about this with mixed race couples in general, is just try to get your exposure correct. Don't underexpose too much and don't overexpose too much, because either way you'll end up losing somebody's skin tone. You overexpose too much, the person who's lighter skin is gonna be blown all the way out. Underexpose too much, the person who's darker skin, you're gonna lose tones because of the shadows. You want it to be right, like the exposure needs to be almost perfectly correct. That's the biggest thing you can do for mixed race couples. He's like, didn't roast it. Yeah, that's definitely someone was like, or this is like she was done. You're like, can you pose for daddy? And she's like, can you stop? I'm over this. I'm trying to go play or eat some candy. Okay, hold on. The first thing that's bothering me about this is the fact that it's not really straight. And then I wanna, oh, we can't crop that much. Oh, I guess I'll leave it how it is. It's this song again. There's our before and after. Hi John, greetings from Taiwan. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm currently editing a wedding I shot, and the bright lighting makes it so hard to find the perfect preset. How would you edit direct sunlight? Ooh, direct sunlight's hard. It depends on the shot. I don't even know if I can explain it, but it's balancing how much exposure you're putting on and how you're dealing with the highlights. I've been watching your editing on my photos. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you for submitting stuff. Greeting from Portugal. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. How much time you spend arranging the details at the beginning of wedding? Use macro techniques for this purpose sometimes. Arranging the details? Oh, like the flat lay? I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes. And yeah, sometimes I do a macro shot, mainly of the ring itself. How do you deal with planners who would rush you on your shoot, but you're only trying to catch up because it came in late? It's hard. That happened to me last night. Luckily, no one was really rushing too bad. The biggest thing you can do in that position is be understanding. Be understanding of everyone's position and be a team player. The biggest mistake I see a lot of photographers do is I see photographers get too hung up on trying to get what they're getting. And again, this comes from what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream, where people are scared that the couple's not going to be happy. They're not confident in their skill. They're not confident in their expertise. They're not confident in their services. So because of that, what happens is stuff runs behind, right? It happens sometimes. and then the planner comes at you. Sometimes planners can be, you know, kind of mean about it, but other times they're actually not being mean. They're just being like, hey, like you got to listen to, you got to think about it like a relationship, you know? Like if your girlfriend or boyfriend comes to you and they're like, there's a problem here and I'm trying to let you know how I feel, and you're just like, nah, I don't care because I'm trying to do this thing, y'all are probably breaking up, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with the planner. If the planner's like, hey, you know, we're behind, you know, I'm letting you know what's happening and how I feel, and you're like, I need to get these pictures, technically you're the one being the ass in that situation, you know? Versus if you're like, you know, okay, I understand, is it possible, can I get maybe like 5 more minutes, just a couple more shots, just to make sure I get what I need? And if the planner is a good and understanding planner, they'll be like, yeah, because they know that at the end of the day, the photos are probably one of the more important things. And if they just let the photos get trampled on because stuff is late, they're gonna have to deal with that later too. So if they're a reasonable planner, they're gonna try and help you, but you also have to understand that you're behind and you're not gonna get all the shots that you want. I've seen too many photographers be too concerned about getting the shots that they want. Like, sometimes you just don't get the shots you want. That's what it is. The Y side is a gift exchange tradition, Vietnamese. Nice. Half of the gallery is Javier. Y'all should have saw it before I deleted half his photos. Beautiful shot. This is probably black and white. But let's start out in color just because. I can't. So yeah, that's the main way that you deal with a planner, is be understanding of the fact that they're not really trying to rush you. They're trying to make sure that everything goes smoothly. Unless the planner's like the worst. If the planner's the worst, because I've seen those planners too, that's a different story. But if the planner's a decent planner, don't get mad and act like they're rushing you, because then you're gonna be the one who's the issue. So what happened to me last night is the ceremony went way like this. Oh my goodness. So the ceremony went longer than it was supposed to. And this was like an evening wedding. So, you know, it was dark. We're losing light. I hadn't taken the bride's solos outside, which I love to do. I hadn't taken the bridal party by themselves outside. I hadn't taken the family photos, and I didn't have a family list, which I usually ask for, but I didn't have one. So yeah. So we had all that going on. Everything ran late. And then the venue coordinator just was so hung up on them getting a room shot, which I don't even do room shots. That's so old school. I'm not a big fan of room shots. That's where, if you're not familiar, that's when the couple gets the reveal of their reception room, and then they usually take a photo. Not everyone's down with that, you know what I'm saying? And so I didn't even know if the couple wanted to, but this guy was like, this has to happen. It has to happen. It has to happen. And then the planner's like, hey, we need to do this thing because the coordinator's like, and I'm like, oh my God, I barely have any portraits with them. But again, because I was being reasonable and I understand where they were coming from, because everything was late and they also weren't being mean to me, you know, we got through it. Was it annoying that this dude like swore up and down that they had to do the room shot? Yes. But it all worked out and it was fine. Now, if I would have started beefing because I was stressed because I wasn't getting the photos that I needed, because, you know, I ran out of light and now I had to shoot with flash for everything, which I don't like to do. And that's what I see a lot of photographers doing. And then they try and act like everyone else was wrong. Like, oh, I hate going to weddings and the videographers, da da da. It's like, well, are you working with your videographer? Are you making sure that the videographers are getting their shots in? Or are you just taking photos? Because if that's the case, you're actually the one who's off, not them. And it's no wonder that they act mean to you afterwards, because they're like, you're not even giving me a chance to get my shots. So now I don't care anymore, you know, and I'm gonna step in front of you. Here's our before and after. John, for wedding photography, Canon R5 or R6? I've never used either, so I don't know. But I'm not gonna rant this time because I do it every time. Any camera's fine. Any cameras. There's no perfect camera. Pick a camera you think that works for you. I use Fujifilm. It's a crop sensor. A lot of people would tell you you can't shoot weddings on crop sensor. And I've been doing it for 10 years now, so. That's me photo. This one right here? Oh, it is. Beautiful. That's my first official wedding. I learned a lot from. Nice. Great job. Good stuff. Anyone shot a home wedding? Where did you take the couple for portraits when the clients don't want to leave the house? Ooh, that's rough. Like, okay, when you say they don't want to leave the house, you mean they don't want to, like, go to a park nearby or something like that? Because, I mean, obviously, you can just use the backyard. It's about being creative with the shots. It's definitely rough when there's a couple like that, and I know exactly what you're talking about. And it'd be hard, too, because they want, like, everything, but they don't want to do anything. You're like, well, I can't give you everything if you don't want to do something, so... The patented John Branch wall bokeh shot. Yep, that's exactly what that was. It's funny, the second photographer that I use most often in North Carolina, she's gotten to a point where she like knows all the shots I like to take. And so instead of her just helping out, she'll like point out spots where I can do certain shots because she already knows how I'm thinking. And see, that's a good second photographer. She'll be like, hey, there's a spot over there where you could probably do the wall bokeh shot. And like, oh yeah, there's a great spot there where you can do the wide shot Wednesday. And I'm just like, you're on it, yo. I don't even have to think for myself. Yeah, Christopher, the biggest thing is just try your best to be creative with the shots. It's not easy. I actually, so during 2020, I had a wedding that was at a home. And we ended up going somewhere else. So I did have a chance to get some other portraits. But I took some portraits at the house too. And you just kind of have to use what you can. You just kind of have to use what you can. Let me see. Oh wait, no. Weddings. Here. Yeah, so like this, they had some bamboo that was like right behind the house. So this is basically just in their backyard. But the way I'm framing it, like, you would not know. You probably think we went to a park or something. But this is just in the backyard. This is when we were able to go somewhere else. So that doesn't answer your question, because this is probably, you're like, I wish I could have done that, John. This doesn't answer my question. This is exactly the opposite. Oops. So yeah, they had a tent for their reception. So we're like standing on like ladders and stuff for this shot. Because you can kind of see some of the people in the background, because this is their reception at this point. Here are the close-up versions of some of these bamboo shots. But like, these were all at the house. So like, you can definitely make it work, unless they just live on flat land and there's like literally no trees. But you have to kind of work with what you got. This is a challenging photo. And this is again why when you do natural light photography, this is why I don't suggest backlighting anything. But it is ISO 100, so let's see. Let's see what this Sony dynamic range be looking like. And y'all know what this photo's missing? Some good old magenta. Oh, yeah, this is rough. Because the colors are all off because the photo is so backlit. Oh my goodness, so bad. Oh, white balance. This photo is not a good representation of good backlighting though. Yeah, it's not. But the main thing, the reason I talk about it like that is because the biggest thing y'all need to realize is a lot of the stuff that I talk about is for beginner photographers. It's a lot of things that are said that I feel are misrepresented and a lot of photographers latch onto without understanding. So it's the same difference of like people being like, you need full frame to shoot weddings. No, you technically don't. Back in the day when sensors and digital cameras sucked more, yeah, okay, maybe I'd agree with you, but at this point, definitely not. But everyone in the whole like world believes that full frame is better and you probably should use it for weddings. No. So when I talk about a lot of things, I talk about it from that perspective. So it's the same thing, like, yes, this is not a great example of backlighting. However, the problem is when people shoot natural light, they don't think, you have to think almost the same way someone with a flash does. The only difference is someone who's using flashes can say, I want to shoot it like this. And I can because I just have to put my flash here and put this here and boom, 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 set it up. A natural light photographer has to look at this and say, this is not working. My subject is in bad light. There's no point in shooting it like this. And you would have to know how and where to turn your subject to get the light to be good. So you can backlight, but again, a lot of times all these photographers are like, oh my God, I love backlight so much. They're using reflectors or they're using flash to fill in the subject. But when you're new and you don't understand that, you're like, everyone says backlight is great, let me do it. And you get this. Like, and that's not it. Like, you're not looking at the light. Actually, at the last wedding I was at, I was looking around for a spot to take some portraits, and some lady thought I was like lost in the hotel, so she was trying to be helpful. You know when people be trying to be too helpful, so they think they're doing a good thing and they're like answering your question. You're like, actually no, that has nothing to do with what I need. So she's trying to point me where to go, and I was like, I'm looking for light, and she just looked at me like I was talking some craziness. And I was like, yeah, I'm a photographer. I know where I'm at. The wedding's here. I'm taking photos now. I'm looking for light. And she was just like, what? But it's that same thing. As a photographer, that's what you need to do, is look for light. Also, this is one of those things where maybe the client was like, oh, get the lake in the background. It'll be so beautiful. No, the light is bad. And you have to get to a point where you can tell the couple, hey, one, you're not going to see the lake because it's going to be bokeh smear everywhere in the background. Or two, the light is bad. So trust me on the shot and I'll get as much as I can in there, but half the time you're not going to see it anyway. You still using Fuji? I am. Fuji all day. Here comes another great shot from this photographer named Javier. This is black and white to me, but let's work with color. Which preset do you mostly use when you edit your pictures? My preset, the Natural Feels preset. It's my personal preset that I also sell. You can buy it and use it yourself. And have yourself a Natural Feels party. Magenta, when you have flash, is always like one of those, like, you like want it, but you don't. There's our before and after. When using your Natural Feels preset, it changes my profile to a one that is not installed. That's only when you're using the XT3 version. If that's the case, don't use the XT3 version, just the normal one. Hi, how are you, John? I'm tired. I just finished a wedding yesterday in New York City. And I flew back home and got home right before I started streaming. I only got 4 hours of sleep last night. Not gonna lie, those Fuji lens prices almost make me, I mean, that's half the reason I switched. Cause yeah, when you come from like Canon, where you're like, yeah, let me get the latest, greatest L lens, and it's like $3,000. And you're like, dang. And then you go over to Fuji, and first off, all their lenses are good. Even the cheap ones are good. Cause that's what when I started, I was using their cheap lenses. It's $600. And then things look good. The majority of my portfolio are the cheap lenses. I just now started upgrading to the more expensive ones. And then the bodies are only like $1,500 a pop. I sold my Canon kit quick. I sold the whole thing and was able to get a whole Fujifilm setup with multiple lenses and everything because it was so cheap. Cheap. Comparatively. Just uploaded 2 photos. Javier uploaded 50. Would be interested to see you test out some older XC lenses. I've never used the XC lenses. Those are the cheapest. I'd like to use them too, just to see how they work. Oh, great shot. Only I hate golden hour. So I would black and white this, but let's see what color looks like. I'm over here saying all the crazy. What? John hates golden hour? But every photographer loves it. What is this? I'd rather have blue hour, honestly. The thing about golden hour I don't like is like, just everything is so orange. Black and white or color? Yeah, John's gonna be banned from the photo community. Yeah. I hate backlight. I hate golden hour. I shoot crop sensor. Ah! What is he saying? Ah! I don't use flash. I hate off-camera flash. It's like everything that everyone's like, this is what you have to do as photographer. I'm like, no, I hate everything. I hate all of it. Are you even a photographer, John? I'm not, because I don't shoot full frame. And I don't backlight anything. Yes. Blue hour is underrated. Blue hour is so underrated. The problem with blue hour though is it lasts for like 5 minutes. Because the way the sun sets, it's like, okay, the sun is setting, boom, it's gone. And you're just like, what happened? It's dark. Why you shouldn't snort magenta? Y'all crazy. Oh man, we still got a bunch to go. I'm so tired. We gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it for y'all. I like this shot, but also like, I don't know. His knee looks weird there. I understand they're stepping high because it's like higher grass, but something about it is not working for me. Let's see if Lightroom can pull it nice. Yeah, that subject select is on. Okay, first we need magenta. Then we need oh wait, you know what? Nope, we're gonna do it like that. And then we're gonna add our warmth just on them a little bit. Yeah, and then we're gonna get this sky. I'm pretty sure it's all the way blown out, so this is not really gonna, yeah, that works. Here's our before and after. Blue hour is that short time between golden and the sun gone. Yeah. The next 3 photos are mine. Awesome. Taking a natural light during sunrise. Do a second part and go to sleep. I know. We gonna get through this. I've done second parts before. I don't like doing second parts. Use the luminance for the blue color. I could do that, make the sky more blue. I don't mind it like that though. You just using Lightroom? Yes. Lightroom all the way. Boom. Boom. Yeah, let's save that sky just a little bit more than it already is. Just a little touch. We can bring this back up again. Yeah. Have you ever had a wedding where you felt like the results were not quite satisfying and fear that clients might get disappointed? So that I was talking about that kind of at the beginning of the stream. So not saying that I'm never worried about the couple being disappointed, but if I'm worried about the couple being disappointed, it's because something kept me from shooting how I normally shoot. And they probably expect what they see from my normal work on my website. That's what I would be worried about, but less so just like maybe the day didn't go how I wanted it to, so I was like, oh no, I'm worried they're gonna be unhappy. It's more like I wasn't able to do the normal things I do, and now I'm worried because I know what they were expecting. But half the time, if I'm bummed out about something, it's because I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. Like, I had a wedding with this really cool couple. It was gonna be in a cool venue, and it was gonna be great. We're gonna take all this stuff, photos were gonna be awesome, but then we had like tornado warning storms and stuff. I mean, like full on rain and thunder, and the tent that they put up for the ceremony, with the ceremony supposed to be outdoors, almost like blew off its hinges and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all the way. And because of that, I didn't get to do what I was wanting to do as far as photos are concerned. And I was bummed, you know, because on top of that, they were like a cute couple. It was going to be a good wedding. You know, like, it was going to be great for my portfolio. It was going to be awesome. Didn't get to do it. But I wasn't afraid that they were not going to be happy, because I knew I did the best I could and I got them great shots regardless. How was the learning curve going to Canon and Fuji? It was super easy. Just got to get used to the button layout and stuff on the Fuji. But aside from that, it wasn't even that bad. At the time too, Fuji was like one of the newer mirrorless, so it was like Fuji and Sony were really the only mirrorless cameras. So honestly, the learning curve was almost better, because with mirrorless cameras, what you see is what you get inside the viewfinder, which was mind-blowing to me at the time, because you couldn't do that on Canon. So it was just like, what? I can look in the viewfinder and see exactly what my exposure is going to be, and I don't have to take 50 test shots every time? Like, you can do that? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh my god, this is mind-blowing. That's half of what happened to me when I switched. I was just like, this is crazy, yo. You can see what you're about to shoot before you shoot it. Great shot. These colors are kind of hard on each other though. That's the only thing. Because it's like the background's green, but I want to desaturate the green. But I want to add magenta, but if I add too much magenta, their skin gets a little too much. Great shot. It looks like there's flash. I feel like that's the only way this photo would have been able to be pulled off anyway, since it's backlit. But yeah, I don't like backlit photos, just because it's like you're fighting the light. You're putting your subject in the shadow. And half the time for me, it's like, why even do that? Sometimes you gotta embrace the green. Nah, man, no green. Turn the green all the way down. Cool, I upgraded from the 7D to the R5. I do mostly sports. The viewfinder in real time was mind-blowing. So I understand, yeah. Yeah, it really, that's probably, and that's the thing when I switched to Fuji. It wasn't even the fact that I switched to Fuji that was the biggest deal. It was the fact that I was switching to mirrorless. Which is why at the time, everyone was jumping on Sony for the same thing, because it's, you know, it was mirrorless and it was blowing people's minds. This is gonna work better in black and white. But you see how that moment almost feels more intimate in black and white? I don't know why. I don't know what it is about black and white that makes people feel like it's more intimate. I wonder if there's like some kind of mental... I wonder if someone did a study about that, why black and white feels more like nostalgic and stuff. Oh, okay. We're almost there. We're almost there. Hey John, thanks so much for this opportunity. I'm currently using the X-T4 to 23f2 for most of my shoots, but struggling a bit with the focus. Are you using continuous? I don't like continuous autofocus. I'll tell you that straight up. And I think that's usually half of the problem that most people have, is that they're using continuous autofocus. Now, I will say personally, the 23f2 sometimes back focuses from what I've seen. It got better when it was on the X-T4. But when I had it on the X-T2, the 23f2 sometimes was like struggling. But I would say single point focus, no continuous focus. Unless you have like people walking and stuff. I guess I'll leave the Dutch tilt. Y'all already know how I feel about the Dutch tilt. But this photo was kind of shot. It was like shot for the Dutch tilt, so. I also feel like this would work better in black and white. Yeah. Hey John, how do magenta affect the picture? It's just so it's a white balance thing. When the photo, I'm trying to balance the white balance so that it's more even. So it's not too blue or it's not too green. And I'm just adjusting what I feel feels right. I love black and white. It takes away the distraction of the colors and helps me focus on the subject. Yeah, that sounds right, actually. You focus on the expression more, which is why black and white feels more. Oh, cool. This is that like direct flash style. I don't shoot like that. It's kind of like the in look right now. I need to get with the times. Shoot some direct flash because that's what all the young kids want. Trying to get that young kids money. Paparazzi style, yeah. It's not even that it's just on camera, it's like direct. Because I shoot on camera all the time, but it doesn't look like that. That's direct flash. How's the morning, afternoon, y'all? I'm tired. Cute. Don't. Subject select. Wow, yo. The separation between her and the background is crazy. I guess it's because she's wearing all that white. Also, I raised the shadows too much on her, I guess. Press flash, yep. It's like the in style right now. I thought I was done with these Javier photos. They keep sneaking up in there. Oh yeah, I remember I had this one here though. We'll do this one real quick. Oops. Stop it. Man, yo, my couple last night, I usually try and get them to smile at the camera real quick before they do the cake cut. But the groom was too like into cutting the cake. So he was like looking at the cake and he didn't look at me and smile. So there's not a photo of them smiling at the camera before they cut the cake, and I was like, ah! Stuff like that happens though. D and G. I mean, I guess it's not raw, so. There's our before and after. Javier has a bot that submits. Hello from Greece. Have a small problem with your preset. In the calibration tab, the red primary makes, for example, a pink dress into red. So, and I talk about this a lot. When it comes to presets, again, you have to kind of adjust what you want. So it's in the HSL section. If you don't like how a color looks, you need to come in here and adjust. You know, if a pink dress looks too red, come down to the hue and change the hues to get the color looking different. Oh, cute. The focus ended up getting the spray. I would assume because it's continuous focus, but it works. Thanks for the feedback. Presets are available for download for sale. They're for sale. You can buy them on my website. I think it's here's our before and after. Yeah, I would only change the hue. I mean, you could change the calibration if you want to, but what I would do, because I have it happen sometimes, especially like when let's see if we have an example in here somewhere. But when I do like Chinese wedding, this actually might work too. You know, they wear a lot of red, but the way my preset, it like changes the way the red looks. Yeah, so y'all can kind of see it here. So what I would do is I would come down, like, and if I needed that red to be more red, I would change the hue a bit. What is that, yellow, I guess? I need that yellow to be more orange. You know, I would make little adjustments like that. Like, I don't mind the way it looks, so I wouldn't adjust it that much. But if it was like blatantly obvious, again, like it is with red, then yeah, I would come down into hue. Nice, beautiful, correct exposure. There ain't nothing that needs to be done to that photo. Put the preset, call it a day. got some landscape action. Oops. Here's our before and after. What type of coffee? Just some good old black dark roast. I don't really put cream or sugar anymore. Just black coffee. Oh wow. This is dark, but it's ISO 100, so. Ooh. Might have to black and white that. Yeah. Architecture always looks better in black and white. Got to get you on that King's Coast coffee. Ooh, I might have to try it out. Good food in NYC, everything's good. Beautiful shot. So in this photo, the reason I didn't subject select is because the background doesn't have too much shadow action going on. So me raising shadows on the whole thing doesn't hurt the whole photo. But sometimes when you raise shadows and you can see the shadows being sucked out of everything, that's when I start doing subject select and just taking it out of them rather than out of everything in the whole photo. Here's another case where I would, so obviously black and white, but auto white balance to see how it looks. And that's how I would expect it to look. That's not surprising. And then if anything, that's probably a correct white balance based off of all the weird colors in the room. But again, that's why usually this would just be an immediate black and white. There would be no question. The light, it's just too much happening. Good point, John. That makes a lot of sense. Cool. So when will the Lightroom course come out? Tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna be dropping it. So yeah, this is just, it's much easier to deal with. Because the room, I think the room was blue like that. It just had all kinds of weird like wetting up lighting and stuff. So between that and just all the lights, it's gonna look all blue like that. So black and white usually is the better choice. Gel would have fixed it too. Yep, gel's a big help. So at least then you're not dealing with 50 different colors. Okay, hold on. Do we have any more Javier photos? I'm too tired. Oh, we got Thaddeus photos coming up. Trying to see if Javier snuck in there. He didn't. Okay. Good old wide shot Wednesday. Save that sky a little bit. And other than that, this looks great. There's a before and after. A little too wide, I mean, maybe. If anything, I like a good wide shot, but I would maybe 16:9 this just because it's so wide. So that the couple is not like drowned out by so much ground, and it's just kind of them there. This is the same session. Let's also select the sky. It's all the way blown out, but we'll save what we can. There's our before and after. Too wide, nah. Two things you can't have enough of here: magenta and white. Warm tones work so well for couple photos. Oh. Black and white, definitely, y'all. Oh my goodness. No question. Look at it, yes. No question. Color would be cool too, but I don't know. Black and white hitting. Go get it, but y'all saw me slumping down in my chair. We're almost there. 4 hours of sleep, we gonna make it. Yeah, this is a great shot. Yeah, window light equals best light. How do you change the setting through the wedding day in your camera? So for each camera itself, obviously there's a way you would do it. But the biggest thing is how you actually think about changing your settings. I think that's what makes the biggest difference. That's what helped me when it came to switching from shooting aperture priority to shooting manual. I'm actually making a course on that right now too, shooting in manual. But basically, I usually use the ISO as my base. After the base, I try not to change the ISO too often. Then after that, a lot of it's all artistic stuff. So like, do I need the photo to be sharper all the way through or not? If not, then I'm gonna shoot wide open. And then do I need my shutter to be fast enough so that my subjects are stopping to move? And then I always think about it like that. But your ISO is kind of like the main, I think of it as my foundation. Here's Thaddeus's shots. Will you be testing out the new XH2? And if they have it, I guess. I don't have any prior plans of like getting my hands on one, but I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to. Because if I am able to, that would be awesome. So I warmed up the photo there, if y'all couldn't tell. It was too blue, so their skin wasn't looking right. Are you using autofocus for the streaming? Yeah, it does. Does it keep missing my face sometimes? But yeah, that's it. Autofocus is on there. Yeah, this is a great shot. Wait, this is a RAF. A bit overexposed. Where's our before and after? Is there any new camera gear you're looking forward to? Not really. One of these days, we need to get a Leica in your hands. Yo, a lot of people have been saying that. I actually kind of want to use one. Cute shot. Let's do auto white balance and see what Lightroom wants to do. Yep, it's pretty good. There's the before and after. Y'all find, do you stick to the standard apertures like 2.8, 4.6, or do you use the whole range? I know for me, yeah, I'm usually wide open. I like rarely stop down. There's our before and after. Uh-oh, Lightroom, what happened? I only stopped down at 2.8 or 4 for group shots, yep. Ooh, kind of looks cool in black and white, but we're gonna stick with color. I referred someone to your YouTube as reference because she's looking for a wedding photographer in Durham. I don't shoot weddings, but I always enjoy. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, Durham. I'm trying to move over to Durham. I'm in Raleigh, but obviously that's like, oh, nice shot, that is. That's like right up the road for me, so I like shooting in Durham. Durham, UK, the real Durham. I think we're talking about Durham, North Carolina. I'm hoping so. Wait, Mark, is that do I know you? I'm tired. Don't. Mark, right? Yeah. I didn't know you were up in the live stream hanging out. Yeah, your stuff is dope. Durham NC. Okay, yeah, I've seen you around online. You know how photography groups be. You just be seeing people and like, you know, the standout photographers, you be like, who that? So I remember seeing your name, and then I remember at one point I was like, oh snap, he's in my area. There's our before and after. Durham, UK, the real Durham. Oh, cool. I like this. Bull City. I be over there every now and then. Like I said, I'm trying to move over, so y'all may see me over there in Bull City at some point. I think this work in black and white. Yeah. I like that pose too. Super dynamic pose. Black and white or color? What y'all think? Oh, what happened? Lightroom. Yo, what is my hard drive is struggling? Durham is growing. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like Durham is still small enough that it would be good to get in now because it's like blowing up right now. Yeah, I think for the pose of this shot, the black and white feels more right. This is the song that they always use with YouTubers. I mean, yeah, all this music is coming from like a lot of those YouTube, the services you can use for free music. Wow, yo. So this shot is cool, but this other one was so much better. It's crazy too how like framing and stuff can really make that big of a difference on a photo. Really, Lightroom? Straighten that thing. It's like the lens choice too. I think this one's a wider lens, closer up, right? And then this one's like an 85 or something. I wasn't paying attention while I was editing. Yeah, so this is a 35 mil. They're both 35s? How crazy, yo. Uh-oh, what happened? The vibe is just so different. You also did it black and white. Yeah, that's such a dope shot. That shot just works. I love how Lightroom be like, oh, you want this straight? Yeah. I think what Lightroom tries to do is it seems like it prioritizes keeping the photo, so not turning it so much that you lose the edges. So sometimes it just like doesn't. You'll just be like, oh yeah, yeah, it's straight, right? And you're like, what? Like Lightroom, you know that wasn't straight. Don't try and play me. And Lightroom's like, yeah, you right. I was just trying to save the corners. Okay. Cute. Make sure we get that magenta in there. Is the focus off? Oh no, the focus is on the kid, but mom's leaning forward, so she's out of focus just a little bit. Would have had to stop down to maybe like 3 or something. I edited that one already. Oh wow, this is blown out. I can't even see what's happening. What is this? I don't. This is black and white because I don't know what's happening. No, let's edit it for real. It's just there because of the context too, though. Like you can only edit but so much. So it's someone like jumping out of the water, splashing water everywhere, but That dude was walking. So like, yeah, this is kind of the focus, but like this is just kind of distracting. Like I would totally just wipe, just go away. Woo. Ta-da! Kinda noticeable. Oh, I see. It's because it's looking like might have to be Photoshop, but yeah, that black and white works a little bit better. Where do I get those presets? You can find them on my website. This is supposed to work. Preset, but it never works. Oh, it worked! Yeah! There's the link right there. Oh, cute. It's like the walls. It's not... Is it centered? I guess the doors aren't centered. It's bothering me. All right, gotta get back to work. Thanks for the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Black and white? A lot of Nikon coming through in here. We've got a lot of NEF. A lot of NEF files. 20 mil, nice and wide. Here's our before and after. Oh my goodness, oh no. Cute. It's a little tight on this one end. And that happens sometimes, but yeah, when it does, it's unfortunate because like you just lose so much of the photo. Ta-da! Cute. Here's our before and after. Natural feels for them fall shots. Was there flash used in this one? I can't tell. Some cool graffiti though. And warm it up a little bit. Yeah. There's our before and after. The shots are coming in dark at first, but they're nice clean photos with that nice ISO 100. All that sweet, sweet detail. Flame. ISO 50, I'll do that. Yeah, if it's too bright outside, I do go to the like low ISO setting on the Fujis. I do it fairly often, actually. Cute shot. Got the focus right up in here, it looks like. Let's see, black and white. What y'all think? Black and white or color? I think for this one, color's actually kind of working. It's meant to be out of focus, yeah. And that's fine, it works for the shot. Is there really that much difference between 150? I don't know, actually. I just be doing it for like exposure reasons, where it's like it's too bright and I don't have an ND filter, so then I'm like, hey, let me just put this one thing so that it's not too bright, because my shutter speed can't go high enough or whatever. Here, let's do the final test on this one. Because we put that grain on that black and white. Yeah. Give it that very much film kind of look to it. Grain makes everything better. Oh no, the photo doesn't look good. Just add some grain. All your troubles will go away. This also might be black and white. I love doing just black and white albums for couples. Not everyone wants. Ooh, I might have to try that. I don't do it often, but I like black and white. I would be so down. Black and white or color? I think black and white takes it for this one. Kind of miss out on the flowers, but because the photo's not straight, it kind of adds to the like almost Candid film-esque feel of it. And I would straighten it, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose her legs, or it's gonna get real close to her knees. To me, color is just distracting. Yeah, black and white is just, it's nice. It has such a classic kind of feel to it. Like even, like, come on, yo. Black and white. Like, there's no question. Like, look at that shot. And like, doing it in color would be cool, but this is just so much. Hey, I just bought your presets and they are amazing. Can I use them for my photos, wedding events for my clients? Yeah, that's what it's for. Use away. And that's the thing, like, I'm sure some people probably see, you know, my preset and stuff, and they're like, oh, here's another YouTuber, but like, I'm literally selling you my look that I developed over 5 years as a wedding photographer before I even stepped foot onto YouTube. So I'm literally being like, hey, if you want to edit your photos pretty much exactly like me, here it is. You know, like, so, and that's why it's like the only thing I sell as far as a preset's concerned, because I believe in it that much, because it's me. It's what I've been doing. Like, once I actually started liking my wedding style, and my photo editing, I pretty much just started selling the preset. So yeah, there's no restrictions on you. You can use it for whatever. There's no copyright or anything. Editing for your photos, make them look good. Oh, this is a great shot. Turn down this orange saturation just a bit. That's, again, the biggest thing with brown skin is watching out for that orange. Because it'll sneak up on you. Every session gets natural feels. Before you know it, it'll be trending in the wedding photography industry. And everyone's photos will look like mine. And then people will be like, this is lame. Everybody got that John Branch look. How crazy would that be if it became like a term? How crazy. Okay, let me pick some of my favorites real quick. Photos that stood out. It's just gonna be a bunch of black and white photos. Yeah, these are my banger shots for this time around. And they're all black and white. Yo, the spin on this dress is so perfect. Like, it gets no more perfect than that. It was like, and the fact that she spun and then stopped and looked at the camera, it's just like, so good. Let me export these real quick. Are your presets only good with Fuji? Nope, it works with everything. And that's what you've been watching here on on this live stream. Like, these are photos submitted by viewers, and the majority of them aren't Fuji. If you saw, it was a lot of Nikon and Sony mainly, so yeah, it works good on every camera body type. Oh, y'all. I'm so tired. Oh. Oh. But yeah, I hope you all appreciate this live stream, because I was about to not do it. So I'm just adding my sharpening and grain preset, which I really like the heavy grain on this photo. Honestly, I might start doing it. I might just start heavy graining all my photos, not just the black and white ones. I didn't want to miss a live stream, y'all. I wanted to be in here. Yeah, I might start doing it, because I like grain so much. Look at how much contrast the black and white grain. Can y'all see it? That's before and then after. Okay. Okay. That's it, y'all. I'm spent. I don't even think I'm awake no more. You know, like when you're functioning, but you're like, I'm not here. All right, y'all. Thank you for hanging out on the stream. I'm so glad we did it. Yay! Again, shout out to Thaddeus, the first member joining the Magenta, Team Magenta. I think someone else joined during the stream as well, but yeah, I got some. It may take me a minute, but I'm gonna start doing full wedding. I have like 4 or 5 full wedding day videos just on my GoPro recorded. That for the members for Team Magenta, I'm gonna have just pretty much raw, unless I say something crazy. But you know, I'm gonna just have it raw so y'all can like watch and then put the photos in. You just kind of hear what's happening and everything. So yeah. Other than that, thank you all so much for hanging out. Thank you for submitting your photos. They're beautiful. I might be hitting y'all up if you want to have some of the photos featured on the Natural Fields Instagram as well. And yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep because I just flew in from New York and I am tired. I'll catch y'all next time. All right, peace.